Young and the Restless spoilers revealed a dramatic storyline, now once again shaken up by the mysterious disappearance of Tessa Porter and baby Aria. Celebrity couple Tessa and Mariah Copeland are facing the biggest test of their relationship, and all signs point to a familiar name, Ian Ward, who has been terrorizing the world with his sinister cult plots. Disagreements before the storm. Recently, Tessa and Mariah have had some disagreements that have strained their relationship. Tessa, with her gentle and sympathetic nature, believes that everyone deserves a chance at redemption, even those with dark pasts like Ian Ward. Meanwhile, Mariah, deeply hurt by Ian's past actions, cannot let go of her hatred easily. This creates a distance between them, as Mariah feels pressured by Tessa's sometimes excessive altruism. The conflict comes to a head when Mariah catches Ian Ward, the notorious cult leader, chatting with Tessa at a restaurant in the city. Feeling angry and anxious, Mariah immediately asks Ian to leave the restaurant, despite the curious eyes of everyone around. Tessa tries to calm the situation, but that only makes Mariah more frustrated. To her, Ian is an unforgivable person, a ghost from the past waiting to destroy their lives. A heart-to-heart conversation. After the incident at the restaurant, Tessa and Mariah have a frank conversation. While Mariah expresses her anger and concern, Tessa advises her to learn to let go and forgive. She reminded Mariah that they both had dark pasts, but were given the chance by those who loved them to make amends and become better people. Tessa said, with gentleness but firmness, "Mariah, he may have done terrible things, but haven't we all made mistakes? Without forgiveness, we wouldn't be able to live as well as we do now." However, Mariah could not agree with this point of view. She emphasized that Ian Ward was not like them. "He hasn't changed, Tessa. Everything he does has a purpose, and that purpose is always to destroy others. He is not a person who can forgive." The shocking truth. While the couple was still trying to mend the cracks in their relationship, Nick Newman suddenly revealed a shocking piece of information. Ian Ward, along with Jordan, were the ones behind a series of dark plots targeting Sharon Newman, Mariah's mother. They were even accused of being involved in the tragic death of Heather, a loved one in the Newman family. This truth was like a heavy blow to Mariah. She was shocked to know that all of Ian's schemes stemmed from a grudge against her. Am I the reason he is doing everything to get revenge? Mariah wondered in confusion and pain. But the pain had not yet subsided. Mariah realized that Tessa and baby Aria had mysteriously disappeared. Their apartment was empty, without a trace, except for a letter with vague content, implying that Ian Ward was involved in this disappearance. Mariah's world seemed to collapse. All the previous conflicts between her and Tessa now became meaningless, because the person she loved the most and the baby she considered her daughter were no longer by her side. Mariah, the journey to save Tessa and Aria. The disappearance of Tessa and Aria awakened Mariah. She realizes that despite their disagreements, her love for Tessa is unwavering. Mariah is determined to find a way to bring Tessa and Aria back safely, even if it means facing Ian Ward, the man she loathes most in the world. With the support of Nick and the Newman family team, Mariah begins to investigate clues related to Ian. She seeks out former members of the cult, digs up information about secret bases where Ian may be hiding. However, this journey is not easy, because Ian has always been an extremely intelligent and dangerous person. Meanwhile, Tessa and Aria are held in a remote place. Ian continues to manipulate Tessa, trying to make her believe that Mariah is not worthy of her love. But Tessa, with her strong heart and strong faith in Mariah, does not let Ian give in. She tries her best to protect baby Aria and waits for an opportunity to escape. Reunion or separation? The biggest question is, will this kidnapping bring Tessa and Mariah closer together, or push them apart forever? Can Mariah overcome her fear and hatred to face Ian again? And more importantly, can she save Tessa and Aria before it's too late? A great storm is brewing, and the outcome of this story will not only decide the fate of Tessa and Mariah, but also change the future of everyone living in this city. Once again, love, courage and forgiveness will have to face darkness and hatred. The rescue of Tessa Porter and baby Aria marks a pivotal chapter in the dramatic story of Genoa City. Ian Ward, the leader of a cult with dark intentions, finally pays the price for his evil actions. But as the dust settles and people begin to return to their daily lives, the biggest question remains: can Tessa and Mariah Copeland's relationship survive the trauma of this event, or will it all collapse because of insurmountable obstacles? An emotional reunion. The moment Tessa and Aria are found safe is one of the most emotional moments of Mariah's life. As she rushes to embrace them, tears of relief and love are uncontrollable. But this joy is accompanied by complicated emotions, anger, pain, and a big question about trust. Mariah, who has always had a strong protective instinct, cannot forget the horror of knowing that Ian, the man she warned, was the main reason why Tessa and Aria were kidnapped. Meanwhile, Tessa, tired and exhausted, still tries to explain that she never thought Ian would hurt them. But will this explanation be enough to calm Mariah's anger? Tested trust. After returning home, an indescribable distance appears between Mariah and Tessa. Mariah cannot help but think that if Tessa had not softened towards Ian and had not encouraged her to give Ian a chance, perhaps this terrible incident would not have happened. The feeling of betrayal by the person she loved the most begins to grow in Mariah's heart. Tessa, how could you believe that someone like Ian would change? How could you not listen to my warnings? If anything happened to Aria, I would never forgive you, and not just Ian, but you, Mariah said in anger, her eyes red with pain. Tessa, with a heavy heart, replied, Mariah, I just wanted to believe that everyone deserves forgiveness. But I was wrong. I didn't think Ian would go this far. And I'm so sorry for not believing in you. However, Tessa's apology did little to erase her guilt and Mariah's simmering anger. The question of whether their trust was still intact now hung like a dark cloud over their relationship. Aria and the hidden damage. While Tessa and Mariah's relationship is tested, Aria, the center of the story, is also dealing with the fallout from the incident. Though rescued without physical harm, being kidnapped by someone like Ian Ward has unpredictable psychological effects. Tessa worries about the small signs she notices. Aria becomes more prone to crying, or jumps at loud noises. Mariah, in her efforts to protect Aria, becomes especially sensitive and hypervigilant. She blames herself for not being able to protect her daughter from this dangerous situation. If you had been stronger, if you had realized sooner, Aria wouldn't have had to go through this, Mariah tells Tessa in a rare moment of weakness. The stress of caring for and protecting Aria only makes the cracks in Tessa and Mariah's relationship more apparent. The accusations and misunderstandings that simmered between them pushed them further apart, despite the fact that their love was still there. Ian Ward. The last barrier. While awaiting Ian Ward's trial, ghosts from his past continued to haunt Tessa and Mariah. Ian, with his terrifying ability to manipulate people, planted thoughts in Tessa's mind that made her doubt herself. She wondered if her trust was the reason everything fell apart. Mariah, on the other hand, felt that Ian was still a threat even though he was in prison. She worried that Ian would use any opportunity to destroy their lives again. This fear made Mariah obsessive and sometimes more controlling of Tessa, which made Tessa feel suffocated. The test of trust, fear, and trauma from this event pushed Tessa and Mariah's relationship to the brink. But it was also those difficulties that made them realize the true value of love and sacrifice. After a period of facing the pain, both decided to see a therapist to clarify the conflicts and heal the wounds. Therapy was not easy, but it helped them learn to listen and understand each other better. Tessa realized that trust needs to be placed in the right place, while Mariah learned to forgive and let go. They gradually found their balance and rebuilt their relationship on a stronger foundation. Aria, with the love and care of her two mothers, also gradually overcame her psychological trauma. She returned with a clear smile, becoming a symbol of hope and healing in their lives. The rescue of Tessa Porter and baby Aria from Ian Ward seemed like the end of a series of tragedies, but in reality, it only marked the beginning of much greater psychological and emotional challenges in the lives of Tessa and Mariah Copeland. The specter of Ian Ward not only haunted them with direct threats, but also pushed their once loving relationship into seemingly irreparable cracks. Tessa and Aria rescued, light in the storm after hours of searching and investigating. Mariah, with the support of the Newman family and the police force, successfully rescued Tessa and baby Arya from Ian Ward's captivity. The moment Mariah rushed to hug Tessa and Arya, all the emotions that had been pent up over the past few days, from anxiety and fear to joy and relief, exploded. Her tears mixed with Tessa's smile, who couldn't hide her joy at seeing her lover appear when she needed him most. However, Mariah's eyes still contained anger and disappointment. She couldn't shake the thought that if Tessa hadn't softened towards Ian and hadn't tried to convince her to forgive him, this whole tragedy wouldn't have happened. But Mariah suppressed her emotions, because she knew that this was not the time to blame. For now, the most important thing was to protect Tessa and Arya, to ensure their absolute safety. Ian Ward, the villain, pays the price, but the ghost remains. Ian Ward was arrested shortly after the rescue operation, facing a long list of charges ranging from kidnapping, intimidation, to murder and psychological manipulation. Although Ian was in the hands of the law, the ghost he left behind still haunted Tessa and Mariah's lives. Mariah, who had been deeply hurt by Ian in the past, felt as if all the old pains were being rekindled. Not only did she worry about her family's safety, but she also felt uneasy about Tessa's blind trust in Ian. To her, Ian was not only an enemy, but also the embodiment of everything bad that she wanted to forget. But now, Ian became the center of every conversation and conflict between her and Tessa. The Ian Ward incident left an indelible mark on Tessa and Mariah's lives. But instead of letting it tear them apart, the couple decided to use it as motivation to become stronger. Their relationship not only overcame barriers, but also became deeper thanks to the lessons they learned from the pain. Ian may be the last ghost that threatens them, but the love Tessa and Mariah have for each other has proven to be stronger than any enemy. This is not just the end of a nightmare, but the beginning of a new chapter in their story, one filled with faith, love, and hope. After returning safely, Tessa and Mariah try to return to their normal lives, but both realize that their relationship has been severely affected by the event. Mariah can't help but wonder, does Tessa really understand how dangerous Ian is? Is her trust in Ian the reason all this happened? One night, after Arya has fallen asleep, Mariah can't contain her emotions and confronts Tessa. Do you know what Ian is like, Tessa? Do you understand what it cost us all because you tried to protect him? Arya was in danger, and I can't bear the thought of you trusting someone like that again. Tessa, her voice choked but still trying to stay calm, replied, Mariah, I'm not protecting Ian. I just want to believe that anyone can change. I was wrong, I know I was wrong. But I never thought he would hurt us this much. Tessa's apology was not enough to calm Mariah's anger. For her, forgiving Ian was an unforgivable betrayal, because it put their family in danger. Tessa, on the other hand, felt hurt that Mariah didn't seem to understand her initial good intentions. This conflict caused the distance between them to widen. While Tessa and Mariah's relationship was difficult, Arya, the heart of this small family, was also affected by what happened. Tessa noticed that Arya became more sensitive, often startled, and cried more at night. This made Tessa feel even more guilty, as she blamed herself for putting her daughter in such a dangerous situation. Mariah, with her strong protective instincts, became more vigilant than ever. She checked the doors and windows frequently, worrying whenever Arya was out of sight. This inadvertently caused tension in the family, as both Tessa and Mariah struggled with their negative emotions. The growing conflicts between Tessa and Mariah put them at a major crossroads. On one hand, their love is still there, but on the other hand, trust, the most important factor in maintaining a relationship, is being severely shaken. Tessa decides to see a therapist to discuss her feelings and asks Mariah to join her. At first, Mariah refuses, feeling it is unnecessary. But after seeing Tessa trying her best to save their relationship, Mariah agrees. The therapy sessions not only help them see the damage caused by the kidnapping, but also open up opportunities for them to understand each other better. Tessa learns that trust needs to be placed in the right place, while Mariah realizes that controlling everything is not the solution to her fears. A new chapter in their story. Finally, Tessa and Mariah find their balance in their relationship. The two pledge to always listen and respect each other, not letting the past or fear determine their future. Arya, with the care and love of her two mothers, gradually recovers and becomes a happy, innocent girl again. Although Ian Ward is imprisoned, his ghost is still a reminder to Tessa and Mariah of what they have overcome. But instead of letting it tear them apart, they decide to use it as motivation to become stronger. Their new chapter, filled with hope and love, officially begins here.